everyone say hello. So today we're going to castrate some big heavy bulls. Historically, what we used to do is open the scrotum using an emasculator. With an emasculator, you really got to kind of make sure you crush that cord. It's full of the piniform plexus, full of lots of bleeding. And you got to hold it there for a while it does the job. The downside of that is these animals move and you have to take it off early. Sometimes there's a bit of hemorrhage and sometimes it can have a bad outcome. So a kid in America, a farm kid, came up with the Henderson Tool. That's this fella. We're still in the cordless drill here. We'll find out more about him later. And then that's been embraced by the veterinary industry for doing this procedure. It's a lot quicker. So the first thing we gotta do is make sure we don't get kicked by these guys. So we've got a bit of rope here. It's mounted on the other side of the crush. Hank here is going to diesel strength it down. He's going to pull it down. He's going to lordose that back. So lordose it means to bring the tummy out. So kind of like Santa Claus when you're trying to pretend you're Santa Claus. So if you look at yourself, you can kick pretty high, but when you do, just like a cow or a horse, they arch their back before they kick you. They run up the jump muscle and give it to you. So if you're running guys, you can hardly get your leg off the ground. So what Hank's going to do, he's going to put a rope over this back, lordose the back of this animal. It's going to be a lot safer for us to get behind it. So that sound cool? Then we've got an epidural. So we want to try to make this as painless for him as possible. So we've got an epidural. We're going to give him a little bit, about 3.5, 4 mils into the epidural space. And then we're going to give him some intratesticular lignocaine. So I'm going to split what's left, pop it in there so hopefully he doesn't jump up and down and try to kick me in the melon. Thanks for getting the job done for us, making things a little bit easier. Here we got Maddie, she's got the Newberry knife. We're gonna use this to open the scrotum. Looks pretty mean, but what this is quick, bang, get it done. That first stab through the scrotum is gonna be like a little bit painful, and then after that's like, kind of like when you cut yourself when you're cutting a tomato, you go, ooh, geez, where'd the blood come from? Quick, fast, sharp, that's how we roll. All right. When you get an epidural, just flex the tail, and you'll feel where the joint is in between. Now, a good friend of mine, Dave Van Meter, taught me this trick here. See that middle of air in there? Because that middle is not compressing, I know I'm in the right spot, so I'll give him a little bit of lignocaine there in epidural space. That tail's gonna go to sleep. It's also numbing the back end of him. So it's gonna desensitize the scrotum a little bit, to make it a little bit easier for what we wanna do next, which is put a little bit of intratesticular lignocaine. So when I put this lignocaine, which is like the stuff they give you at the dentist, like Novocaine, same class. Cocaine, also same class, has a different effect on you than this stuff though. We're going to come into the testicle here, so hopefully he's not going to boot me. He should be a little bit desensitized into the testicle. I'm going to split this between the two sides of the nuts. So that's going to perfuse up through that tissue, and it's going to make him a little bit more comfortable. Boom, boom. So the desensitization, because we're very sensitive souls here. So we're trying to help this guy out, because if we don't do this to these fellas, what they're going to do is going to ride the heck out of each other. Hank, are these guys riding each other? Hank over here is telling us what's been going on in the paddock.
Yeah, riding each other, digging massive holes, all the stuff you don't want on a farm.
And sometimes they'll ride each other, they'll pick on one of them and they'll just bully him to death, literally. So I mean, that's why in production, whether you're running sheep or whether you're running cattle, if you're not saving an animal to actually make babies, that's why we castrate them. It's just like people do with their dogs. You know, you get your dogs castrated so they don't run around, piss on your neighbor's yard, and fight. Which essentially what these guys do. Heck, it's probably what I do on weekends, who knows? So if you look closely here, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the testicle, I'm coming in from behind. This is the Newberry knife, and I'm pinching up between those two sides of the scrotum. Now this is nice and quick. We're gonna come in here real quickly. And we're just gonna open that scrotum up. Bang, that's cool. Now I don't wanna reach in there, because when you're doing a lot of these, your hands can be a bit dirty. So I'm grabbing the scrotum, and I'm squeezing, and that's bringing the testes out. And I'm bringing my other hand over the top, and I'm gonna squeeze, and it's gonna slide into my hand. See that slid into my hand? Then I'm pushing away, sterilizing the cord. That's called the piniform plexus and the cremaster that pulls that muscle up and down. This is the testis. This is called the vaginal tunic. I don't know why the anatomist named it the vaginal tunic when it's a bull, but anyway, that's what it's called. Probably because embryologically it has some sort of relationship to other things. So I've got that out. It's nice and clear. I'm going to come in with my tool, the Henderson tool. I'm going to clip it up high like this. Boom. Got to hold it. Now I'm just going to twist this off. It's going to cause complete hemostasis. And if you look at him afterwards, if you look at them out in the paddock there when we're done, they act like nothing's even happened. Part of that's the anesthetic. Part of that is just the technique. Because we're twisting that off, I think it's probably crushing those nerves, etc., etc. There's stories of people that lost their arms in PTOs. They don't really feel it. Obviously not very happy about it. So if you look at that closely, see how that's just screwed up to a little bit of nothing? So it's completely crushed. And so it's done the same at the other end. That's complete hemostasis. There's the piniform plexus, all this little stuff here. So really, this is awesome. He's 2 stones lighter now. This is the duck's nuts. That's a bull's nut. Anyway, it's pretty damn cool. So a little bit of fly spray here, boom, boom. And he's gonna go off. He's gonna forget about his nuts. He's gonna forget about beating up his friends. He's gonna forget about trying to get in with the heifers. He's gonna be a winner. That's a good welfare outcome. Cheers, Hank. Let's let him rock.